What's up, y'all? I'm here after successfully making it back from Colorado. Car's here in one piece in the garage. It was my first rally ever. Not sure where I left off last time, but we did a couple shakedowns beforehand. So luckily nothing major happened then. I also got the truck that I used to tow the rally car with. Got it serviced, new tires, new front suspension, new steering parts, etc. Just to make sure it was good for the long haul up there. It was about 900 miles each way. Not to mention we were going to use a truck for recce, and we were staying in Vernal and driving to Rangeley every day, which is about an hour each way. So definitely lots of driving, and didn't want anything to happen with the truck. Getting into the rally itself, Jerry was unable to co-drive for this rally, so I went ahead and had to find another co-driver to fill in. So I went ahead and went with Andres Batista, who is well known in California. It was me, Jerry, who was still coming to the rally. He was going to help us crew, and then Andres. We're all driving together in the truck up to Vernal and then to Rangeley. So altogether it probably was about 14-15 hours door to door. So we left from Southern California on early Wednesday morning and then got in late Wednesday night. So the event overview for Colorado, recce was Thursday, Friday, and then there was 2 sections on Saturday and Sunday. So 4 sections total. The unique thing about Colorado that I wasn't necessarily expecting and made me a little nervous for my first rally was that it was notes from scratch. So there's no jumbo notes, and given that I've never done a rally before and I've never rallied this car either, I was a little nervous about doing my own pace notes. So Colorado was a total of 14 stages. There was only 7 different stages that we were going to run twice, and there was one road that we were going to do basically to and from. So we were going to do one road 4 times, 2 times each way. And total stage miles for the weekend for the race was 118, and total miles including transit was 280. So it was a fairly long rally. So since it was my first stage rally, I wanted to make sure I was really organized, had all the information in. It also was a little bit different because it was during quarantine. I've volunteered for a couple rallies in the past, but this one was a little bit different because there wasn't a lot of physical interaction. Everything was online as far as registration. So yeah, like I said, we're staying in Vernal. The reason why we did that because Vernal's a little bit more developed. Rangeley's kind of out there. Not a lot of hotels, not a lot of restaurants that are open past like 8 p.m., especially under quarantine. So we decided to stay in Vernal, stayed in just like a Marriott. So like I said, got there Wednesday, started doing recce at 8 a.m., checked in with the truck, just me and Andres, and started doing recce. We thought originally we were going to have to do 3 passes per stage, but ended up only doing 2. Thursday we did as much as we could. I did have to take a little break because I was a little bit tired from driving and all the prep work before, so probably took like an hour for lunch, took a little nap, and then kept going in the afternoon. But we went up pretty much until 6 p.m. like literally trying to take advantage of as much of the recce time the first day that we could, because we didn't know what was going to happen the next day, right? Like the truck could break down, whatever. So we wanted to make sure to get as much in the first day as we could. But first day went well. The truck did fine. It's just the 5.3 1500 Chevy. So got back to Vernal on Thursday a little bit late, so we only had time to really eat and go to bed. Jerry came with us the next day on Friday to start setting up to the service area. So when we first got there on Friday, we unloaded the car, we started to unload things out of the truck, and also put the car in the pin stands and just did kind of a quick once over before Andres and I head back out to recce. We had already done a lot Thursday, so there was only a handful of stuff to do on Friday. So because of that, we ended up finishing a lot earlier than we thought. Like I said, I thought we were originally going to have to do 3 passes, only ended up doing 2, which meant we were done probably around 2 p.m. Once we were done at 2, we came back, we saw that they were already doing tech inspection on the car, and then after that we just had to get ready for the parade. So pretty much just relax the rest of the time. It was a little warm, it was like 96, but as long as you're in the shade it wasn't too bad. So because of the quarantine, there wasn't really a park expose, so the organizers decided to do just a parade through town. It was fairly quick. We all lined up and just kind of cruised down the road. So getting there Saturday, we got there early again, probably like an hour and a half early, to make sure we had enough time to get suited up, do once over of the car, and then also not be rushed getting to the first stage. Again, because of COVID, everything was online. There was no physical bulletin board, so we had to check things on the website, but the service wasn't that great, so we weren't able to check it as much as we wanted, which meant that if a car dropped out, which they did, our start time would get pushed up, and we ended up having like a minute or two cut out from our transit, which wasn't the end of the world. We just felt rushed getting my helmet on, and it was the first time I was going to go on stage, and it was just a little uneasy. But yeah, the first stage was a 10.5-mile stage. Honestly, was driving probably about 60%. Honestly, just trying to keep the car on the road. Wasn't doing a lot of left braking. Was really just trying to get a feel for hearing the pace notes and feeling the car move and that kind of thing. I think I started like 39th in the starting order, so it was totally towards the back. I think there's 42 entries or something like that. But given that I hadn't rallied yet, there was no speed factor for me, so it was what it was. Not really complaining about it, but the dust made it a little bit harder and a little bit more nerve-wracking, because a lot of these stages had some exposures, or there were some berms that if you went off, there was really no getting back on course. You were pretty much DNF'd. Once that first section, once we started to really get into the groove, you know, I'd been told like multiple times, like just finish at your first rally. All you want to do is finish, and absolutely that was the case. That was my number one focus, is not to overdrive the car, not to take any unnecessary risks, really just try to stay focused. But by the end of the first section on the first day, I didn't feel overwhelmed, and we had a good thing going, Andres and I, so we just started to push the pace up a little bit, and totally in a comfortable zone still. But we knew that if we could just keep the car on the road, that we would pretty much finish. The car felt great. Slowly crept up from like 60% to 70% by the end of the day. Again, after the reseed with the service, so caught some more dust on the restart, but I was a little bit disappointed in the car because it seems like fourth gear is a little bit too tall. So maybe that's something to consider once I move in a class. Oh, registering for Colorado, I was doing CRS class in P-Stock, and then for ARA I was doing limited 2, which means that I was going to be at a disadvantage in ARA, because for P-Stock and CRS you pretty much can't modify anything other than suspension, which was fine. Like I knew that going in, and I wanted to go into P-Stock from the beginning, so it was what it was. And like I said, first rally ever, I just wanted to finish. I don't know how many DNFs in the first day, but I think by the end of day 1 we were already like 17th overall. Saturday, tried to call it an early day. We came back again from the end of the day. Everything felt good. Tried to get back on Sunday like an hour and a half before the start. Sunday was a better start to the day. We didn't rush the way we did on Saturday. And Sunday was going to be a whole new set of roads. So Saturday we had done 4 stages twice, and then Sunday we're going to do 3 stages twice. But building on the confidence that we had on Saturday, we knew we just got to keep the car on the road and just stay in our comfort zone. So started again like 70%. The 3 stages that we had on Saturday, 2 of them were pretty quick and flowy. There was one stage which was 10-13, which was 11 miles almost, and it was super technical. So you basically went down into a valley, lots of tight turns, stagnant air, so dust would hang for a long time, and then you came up out of the valley and to finish to go into the next stage. That was a little bit rough. I was nervous about that stage for sure, and that stage I think claimed the most cars. There was one corner that had 4 or 5 cars. I think even the first time we passed there was already 3 cars there, and by the end of the day a couple more had joined. So that one was definitely a gnarly turn that caught some people out, but I did start to feel things a little bit loose in the car. I heard a little bit more clunking, things like that. So yeah, after the service on Sunday, had a quick look as to where we were from when we started, and I think we had moved up into 15th. So we started to push a little bit more, not necessarily to be competitive, just because we started to feel more comfortable. Still managed to catch dust pretty much every section throughout the rally, but by the last stage of the rally we felt really good. We saw our times were improving from the morning to the afternoon, so car was still running well by the end of the rally. All we got to do is finish. We're here at stage 14, getting ready to go. It's about a 12+ mile stage, really flowy, really windy, a couple hairpins going up the hill and then coming back down through a rocky section. again, pretty uneventful through that stage. But once we got towards the end, Andres actually let me know we only got 1 page of notes left. I just said, screw it, I'm just going to put my foot in it and kind of drive as fast as I'm comfortable, and I think probably push it up to like 80-85%. When Andres told me there was 1 page left, I actually told him I'm going to push a little bit harder, and if we finish with the puncture, we finish with the puncture. So that's kind of the mentality I had for the last page of notes. I knew there wasn't any big risk. There was no cautions coming up. It was literally just rocks. But no punctures, nothing. And we just got to service, had to do park primary for at least 30 minutes. And then that was it. That was the end of the rally. It was kind of surreal because the whole time it was just finish. Everything kind of went as planned. No surprises. So a lot of the organization kind of just paid off from before, from recce to the car prep to just everything overall. So yeah, we get to Parc Fermé. They give us the finish times, and I look at them vaguely, but don't really pay attention too much. There wasn't going to be an award ceremony again because of Corona. So after the Parc Fermé, we really just wanted to load up the car, load up the tools, and just kind of get back to Vernal and get some rest, because that was kind of the end of the rally. It felt great. It felt uneventful, but I knew it was a big relief to be done with my first rally and to been able to push as hard as I did, to feel as comfortable as I felt with the pace notes in the car. Just overall happy about everything, the way everything worked out. So again, thanks to the team, thanks to Andres, thanks to Jerry, thanks to John. Definitely wouldn't have been able to do it without him. Didn't really pay attention where we finished. I knew we'd finished like 13th overall. And I hadn't looked at the ARA class because I was really just focused on CRS. But really an uneventful tow back to California, and we made it back late Monday night. So woke up Tuesday, ended up taking a deeper look into the times, and turns out in Limited 2 I actually got in 3rd place out of 7, which finishing your first rally is a big deal. But making actually a podium was just like, I was just super ecstatic. Like once I realized what had happened, there wasn't going to be an award ceremony or anything, so there was no real reason to dwell too much on the times. But yeah, once I realized it, it was just blown away. Like everything had gone right. I felt we did the best we could have with what we had, given our starting times, given all the dust, given just it being the first rally, getting up to speed. Like I'm just speechless. Like the only thing is I wish there had been an award ceremony, to let it hit me all at once, but it kind of just slowly hit me as I compared times and looked at really who was in the class. They are in the process of mailing out the awards, so once I get the awards, I'm sure we'll be posting pictures on the Instagram. Again, if you don't follow the Instagram, you're getting your news late, so go ahead and follow O-Shift Rally Team. But anyways, yeah, that's pretty much the recap of Colorado. I got home, unloaded the car, unloaded the truck, and the car's literally just been sitting here since. It's a little warm here in Southern California, and I really just needed time to just relax. I've been pushing a lot for the last 2 or 3 months, prepping the car, getting ready for high desert trails and getting it canceled, getting ready for Gorman, getting it postponed, getting ready for Idaho, getting it canceled, and then finding out Gorman's not happening, and Colorado being the only CRS race of the year. I threw everything in the kitchen sink at it. So definitely wanted the car to be overly prepared, and it turns out we did a pretty good job. And that's also thanks to Spencer and Sarah. Like it was my first rally. Sarah was really helpful. Spencer's really encouraging. But yeah, I really hope to carry this momentum to the next one. It's a good start. I hope to have some in-car footage actually. So I do have inboard and outboard cameras. I'll try and throw together as much rally footage as I can. But yeah, until the next time, thanks for hanging out and listen to me ramble about my first rally.